Hey babes, it's me, and I just want to have a quick chit chat because I don't know about y'all, but I know me, most of my downloads, especially some of the heavy hitters, normally would come in the morning when I'm in the shower. So I was in the shower, definitely rinsing off and, just talking to my angels and just going through a lot of things in my head and, a lot of situations that have taken place and stuff like that. And, definitely thinking about like being on my spiritual path and my awakening and, you know, lower vibrational energies and so on and so forth, I started to think about relationships because I've noticed that a lot of people, especially people that deal with deep rooted insecurities, childhood traumas of, not being seen, nobody say child should be heard, not seen, or some people say seen, not heard. So especially when you're dealing with that and you grow up and you don't have that love from that parent and stuff like that, and all you have is, I gotta, get my money together. I gotta be stable because if I'm stable and my money right, then my parents is going to look at me, in the way that I want them to look at me. They're going to look at me as a success. They're going to look at me as, the hero of the family. They're going to look at me as, this Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles type energy. And you grow up, you start doing your thing, you start making your money, you become like the money man in the family, you start taking care of everybody in your family and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, none of that love that you're really looking for is being reciprocated back to you. You're just going off of ego and you're just going off of pride. It's like, I got this. I can get any female that I want now. I can get any dude that I want now because I got money. I got a car. I could do this. I could buy designer, this, that, and the third. I could go on trips. I could, you could do all this materialistic things, but what you're lacking is the nature, the true self love, that true deep rooted love, and you're using your material gains as a way to kind of like make up and cover up that love that you never got, and it's not going to work. I'm here to tell you, like, it's not going to work. You're going to run into somebody someday that's going to trigger that exact thing that you're trying to bury. Like, especially when it comes to me, I'm not the type of person that goes after a guy for money or what he looks like. I might see a guy that looks good and I might be like, hey, hey, how you doing and stuff like that. But I'm not going to let that be the key ruler and the driver of my relationships, because looks come and go and my feelings definitely come and go. I could like you today and then 10 minutes later you could say something out your mouth and I'm just like, ew, that is so disgusting, and then you become extremely, extremely unattractive to me. And and I've noticed this. I've noticed like a lot of guys use their money as a resource, as a way to, I got the girls. And when you come across a female like me, that's not going to work. You can't use your money as a way to, get me all hype and fancy. Like, that doesn't, first of all, that doesn't surprise me. It doesn't excite me. It doesn't make me happy. It just makes you look like a materialistic jackass who's like, oh, I got this money. I can do whatever I want. Like, what else do you have to offer? So, especially when you're coming into contact with men and women like that, always ask yourself, like, well, what else does this person have to offer? I don't give a damn. Money come and go. If they lose everything in the next coming weeks, what do they have to offer besides that money? Guarantee they have nothing. Guarantee they don't have a personality. Guarantee they have the nastiest fucking attitude that you ever come across, because they feel like they're the shit. They feel like they don't have to, have enough. They don't owe nobody anything, any type of apology. They could, talk however they want. They could act however they want. And because only thing they're gonna do is give you money to soothe that and to kind of draw your attention away from what they've done, then they feel like that's all that's needed. Oh, I could say whatever I want to this person and I could just give them some money, buy them something from the designer, and everything is going to be cool. And I was just thinking about that because I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. I've come into contact with guys with cars. I come into contact with guys that had homes that they couldn't that they barely pay their rent for. I come into contact with guys that had no food in their refrigerator, but they had every pair of Jordans that came out. They was always at the club popping bottles. I've come into contact with guys that had, you know, high-end cars but couldn't pay their rent or couldn't buy food, and it's like you're living above your means. So when you start to come into contact with men and women like this, they have this apartment, you go into their refrigerator, their cabinets, they have no food, they have all the designers, they have all the new shit coming out. You have to take a step back and say, what the fuck is happening? Here I am with this person, and they have this, but their main essentials they don't have. You can't survive. What you gonna do? Eat your shoes? Eat your designer bags? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you gonna do? Like that, when you come into contact with somebody that have a BMW, but they don't have a job. It's like, how are you paying for this car, sir, ma'am? How are you paying the insurance? How are you putting gas in this car? How are you keeping this car maintained and afloat? And I feel like, like I said, a lot of people will flaunt what they don't have until you call them out on their shit. Like, I've talked to a guy who, he, what was it? It was one time, I think he needed something. He was like stuck somewhere, and he called and he asked me, like, oh, hey, can you send me money, blah, blah, blah. But I was working and whatever. So by the time I got back to him, like, I guess one of his family members, like, gave him money for an Uber or sent a cab or whatever the situation was, right, child? And I remember he went on this rampage, and he was just like, oh, I do everything for everybody. I'm always there when everybody needs me. So I had to, make sure that he was talking about the people in his life that he looked out for. Because if you're dating somebody and that you've been buying them food, that you've been doing this, you've been doing that, you've been putting in all the hard work and labor, don't allow the next person that hasn't been putting in anything, don't allow the taker to start saying what they gave. Be like, you know what? Direct that to the people you've actually helped and people that you actually gave. Don't direct that towards me, because you didn't give me shit. I've given you. You don't have to give me, and I didn't ask for anything in return. Like, y'all have to start putting people in their place when it comes to these things, because they've gotten away with it for so long. They feel like they can do whatever they want and say whatever they want to anybody. And like I said, I've seen this at jobs. I've seen this out and about in the street, and I'm just like, what is happening? Like, don't allow people to take that power away from you and make you feel less than. It's females out here that's taking care of men, and men is doing them dirty. Like, they're paying their child support, they're taking care of them, making sure that they got food, and making sure that they look good out in the streets so they could be up with the next bitch. And then there's guys out here doing the same thing so that they female could be twerking on the next nigga at the club. So, you know what I'm saying? You have to really take a step back from whatever situation that you're in and say, what is this teaching me about myself? What is this teaching me about my self-worth and how I view myself? And am I settling for somebody that don't have because you are codependent and you need somebody? So the fact that you just have somebody is greater than actually doing the work on yourself and finding somebody that's your equal, that's your companion. Like, you have to really take a step back and say, this person is mirroring me in some type of way. Like, let me take a deeper look into this and introspect and figure out the who, the what, the when, the where, the whys, and the how, and come to a conclusion that's for my greatest good, that's for my highest good, and stuff like that. Like, people are crazy. And I remember I used to just be at work. It was a job that I worked at a while ago. And I remember one of this girls, she was probably like 18, 19, college girl. And she was just like, I'm not going to date a guy with kids. Like, I don't want nobody's baby daddy and stuff like that. So I said, you're 18. So you're still young. You're still wet behind the ears. You're probably still a virgin, still inexperienced, or if you're having sex, you're probably not that experienced. She was just one of those real bougie girls. So, And I said, so you don't want to be nobody's baby. You don't want to date nobody's baby's dad. She said, yeah. I said, so what if you have a kid and you're not with your father? You're not with the kid's father. You're a baby mother. So a guy has the right to look at you and say, I don't want to date nobody's baby mama. And she was like, well, no. I said, this is not uh, a one-way street where you can't date somebody that have kids, but you expect somebody to date you and you have kids. I said, it don't work that way. I said, there has to be an equal give and exchange. An equal give and exchange. You want to be a single parent, you want somebody to date you while you got a kid. So when you get up into that age, and I had to tell her, like, you're still young. So of course you're still talking your shit, you're still popping your gum. I said, but when you get in them 20s, them late 20s, when you get in them 30s, them 40s, all this shit gonna hit you, and you gonna realize you're gonna chew the words that you say. You're gonna chew the words that you say. And I remember she was just like, my guy gotta have money. He gotta buy me designer and Louis. I said, okay. So I said, can you do that for yourself though? She was like, yeah, I could do that for myself. I said, without your parents, like, can you financially do that for yourself? She was like, yeah. I was like, okay. I said, so he's buying you Louis and Gucci and everything like that, all the designer, treating you like the queen. I said, what are you giving him? He's treating you like a queen, but what are you doing and giving to him that's going to make him feel like a king? I said, take sex out, because that don't work. I said, that's not it. That's not the answer. I said, so what else are you going to give him that's going to make him feel like a king if he's treating you like the queen and giving you everything that your heart desires? What are you doing that's going to equally give to him that's going to make him feel like a king? She couldn't say anything. She was just like, well, I said, sex ain't it. Sex ain't it. I said, so think about what you say before you say it. I said, because if you think that that's going to be the reason, baby, you got another thing coming to you. Because he could be out here slinging and dangling, and you don't even know what he doing. Next thing you know, he leave you high and dry because you're codependent on him and his money and what he can do for you. You ain't even doing anything for him. So what are you doing? Most likely arguing with him, giving him all kind of hell. Doing whatever the fuck you want to do, saying what you want to say. I said, you have a really slick mouth. I said, and I've noticed that most male and females, especially females, I noticed that too, where most females who don't have specific things want to find these things in a guy. So they want a guy that already have a place. They want a guy that already have a car. They want a guy with a big ass savings. They want a guy with a certain type of career that makes a certain type of money. They want a guy with this. They want a guy with that. But it's like, are you in a position that you're doing this for yourself? Do you have your own place? Do you have your own car? Do you have a savings account? How much money are you making at a job? Do you have your own career? Are you taking yourself on financial trips? Are you catering to yourself? Are you rubbing your own feet? Are you massaging your own lower back? Are you massaging your own upper back? Are you like, what are you doing for yourself? Because you want a guy that's going to come in and have a car, have a home, have a this and have a that. But it's like, but where are you at in that same energy? So you want to be under a person that's going to take care of you. So basically, you're looking for a father. You're looking for a father that's going to shelter you. You're looking for a father. So basically, you're a child, and I'm just going to put it like that. You're a child that's looking for a daddy to shelter her. The same go for a guy. You're a boy who's looking for a mommy to shelter you. You're a grown-ass adult. You are a grown-ass adult. Shelter yourself. Whatever you're looking for in a spouse, in a guy that you're gonna be dating or running the scenes with, you need to be putting that energy into yourself. You need to be making sure that your credit is good enough so that you can apply for whatever apartment you want, or whatever home you want, or whatever car you want. Most of y'all talk about, oh, I don't want a guy that live with his mom. Okay, the guy that live with his mom got a fat ass bank account. He's saving money. He's going on trips. He's doing a lot of things. He probably rent the basement in his mom's apartment, or his dad's apartment, or his sister's apartment, or his aunt's apartment. Because a lot of guys don't live with their mom. They might live with their grandma. 'Cause their grandma's old. They might live with their aunt. They might live with their sister. They might even live with their brother. Their brothers and them went in together and got an apartment with each other. They're cousins. But who are you staying with? Ask yourself that question. But who are you staying with? You're a grown ass adult out here looking for a goddamn mommy and daddy to fix and heal your childhood traumas. Fix and heal your own childhood traumas. Like, that's really, really disgusting. That's disgusting. And I'm not gonna, put myself out. I used to be one of those too, but I never made it to a point where my guy had to have these things. I would say it would be nice if he had these things, but if he doesn't, then it's okay with me, because as long as that's something that he's working day and night on to achieve nonstop, then that shows progress. If your man is out there working 2 to 3 jobs and he's, trying to save up, he's out here trying to get his credit together, trying to, putting in for apartments, whether he's getting denied after denied after denied after denied, but he's putting in that work and he's really trying, and he's, showing, that he's doing what he has to do to get to where he wants to be. That's great. Start with that. But you can't live with your mama and then talk about, I want a man that don't live with his mama. You live with your mama. How that makes sense? You ain't got a car, but you want a man with a car. You better learn how to take the motherfucking cab, the Uber, the Lyft, the train, the bus. You better learn how to walk. Like, I don't have a problem with taking a train with my guy, because I'm not egotistical. I'm not in this thing of my man has to have this type of things. Just imagine the guy that likes you, he don't have a car, he don't really have nothing of his own. He comes to you, you shoot him down, you make him feel less than, then all of a sudden 3 years later, boom, he shoot the fuck up. Now you chasing him, now you in his DM. Talk about, hey, you remember me? No, I don't remember you. Who are you? Oh, so you gonna act like that? Pretty much. Pretty fucking much. Now your pride and your ego is hurt. Now you sitting there with your shoulda, coulda, wouldas. You got to be mindful of the energy that you put out. Like I said, you could be in a cycle, a situation that's just repetitively going on and going on, especially when you're superficial and you're all about looks. Like, my man has to look good, my woman has to look good. Are you looking good? Like me, I used to be self-conscious of my body. Like, I have fat, like I have a belly, I have back fat and stuff like that. And I know guys that love back fat. I know guys that love to pinch my back fat, that loves the belly, when you find a guy that's for you, nothing about you he will want to change, because, like, unless it's for the healthier and the better, like, if it's involving your health and stuff like that, or it's just involving your confidence and stuff like that, most likely your guy is going to help build up that confidence within you. If you got some belly, if you got your back fat, he going to tell you to flaunt that shit. He going to go out there, he going to buy you some halter tops, some backless dresses, and he gonna tell you to flaunt that shit. Just imagine you a bigger girl and you got back fat and you get you a nice backless dress. Baby, a backless dress, or a dress that's backless and then got like a nice chain detail in the back. Baby, who talking shit? The bitches that's jealous? Of course they're gonna talk shit because they're jealous, right? It's like, y'all gotta take accountability for the energy that y'all putting out there and the energy that y'all receiving, because most of the time y'all manifesting these people who's gonna breadcrumb you. Y'all manifesting these people who, they just got money, they don't have anything else to offer, they don't have a personality, they don't got any substance to them, they don't got any morals to them, they're ripping and running the streets because you're ripping. It's like you're manifesting these type of situations. You're putting yourself in a cycle that needs to be broken. You're saying everything, my man gotta have this, my man gotta have that, but you ain't got the shit, you ain't got the same shit neither. So why are you talking? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I know a lot of guys who use their money as their everything. And it's like when it comes to me, that doesn't excite me. It's like y'all have to look for that thing about that person and that person's personality that excites you. Does this person know how to communicate? Are they articulate? Do they know how to read and write? Do they know basic math? Just little shit. Like, can they crack a joke? Can they tell jokes? Can just things like you want a person for who that person is, not what they can do for you. So think about that. You want somebody that's going to love you for who you are, not what you can do for them. So it needs to be an equal give and change of that energy. I want you because you seem blah blah blah, you blah blah blah. It's not like I want you because you got a money, you got a car, and you could turn up and you could buy me bottles at the bar and you could take me on. Like, no, that's really superficial. That's really materialistic items and things and natures and habits. It's like you gotta think deeper. You gotta think deeper. And I understand if you're young, you're still out there, you're in the partying stage. But when you come to that age where it's like, okay, it's time for me to settle down, these are questions that you have to ask yourself. What do you want? What kind of guy, what kind of female do you desire? What do they like? Can they cook? Are they clean? Like, are they family oriented? All of these things that's going to be like, are they really supportive? Are they nurturing? Are they going to have my back through thick and thin? Are they strong minded? Like, can we create an empire together? Can we create an empire together, a strong empire? An unbreakable empire. Can we create that together? If we can't create that, then I don't want you, because that means that you're weak and you will fold. And that's just simple as that. Like, start to really sit there and ask yourself these questions. Like, it's not a lot. It's only a lot if you make it a lot. People put more pressure on themselves than what needs to be, and you can't be your own self-critic all the time. You can't be your own self-critic all the time. It's great to know that you have flaws and the areas in your life where you need to improve. It's great to know those things, that okay, this is the area in my life that I need to improve on. But don't sit there and beat yourself down, because that's not going to get you nowhere at any speed. If people sitting there being critical of you, allow them to. Maybe you're the highlight of their fucking day. You're the highlight of their day. You being there is the most excitement they had all day. And once you gone, their life is dull. So, definitely, this is just something that I was thinking of when I was in the shower, and I was just like, damn, like, this shit is true. Like, I know a lot of people that are like this, and most of the guys I know, that most of the people I know are like this, are men. Really driving on that ego and that pride of, I got money so I can get anybody that I want. But deep down inside, them traumas, them childhood traumas and them triggers and them pain and the heartache, baby, you're hurting. And you're trying to hide behind something that you feel is going to give you power, but it really don't. Like, until you run into a female that's like me, that don't give a fuck about your money, and that's going to tell you how it is, and that's going to not cradle you and mommy rock you, you're going to always be running into these people that's going to be users. That's not going to want you to grow. They're going to want you to stay in the same energy, your same lower vibration. And the moment you say, you know what, I want better for myself. Oh, so you think you better than everybody? And it's like, because I want better for myself? I think I'm better than everybody? Like, that should be a ding, 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 ding. So, this is just a little morning chit chat that was on my mind. So, I want to thank you guys for listening, and hopefully y'all take something away from this. Y'all can start to look at your life and reevaluate your life and go down memory lane, and just open your eyes and pay more attention to your surroundings and the things you hear and the things you see, and learn what's for you and what's not for you and everything like that. So. I hope you guys have a great, outstanding, and amazing day, and I will chat with you guys later.